I'll get it! Just in time for a Project Elite unboxing. So let's dig straight into this hot mess. First, let's open the core box. So we've been waiting a long time for this game to come in. There's a few delays obviously due to the world events, but finally arrived. So let's get straight into it. So plastic out the way. Let's have a quick look at the back of the box. Just a quick view. Got a couple of miniatures and the main game board, but let's not worry about any more of that stuff. Let's dig straight in. Okay, so on top we've got the rule book, which is quite hefty. I didn't think it was going to be this thick. So we've got, you know, full colour like this. Looks like it's well laid out. But I'm hoping someone like Rodney Smith makes a video, because that'll make it heaps easier to learn the game. So that's the rule book. Then in shrink we've got what appears to be the game board and some punch boards. So let's tear that open. Alright. So what do we got here? Okay, these look like the character boards. Health, target markers, some sort of corner looking thing. Same again, some sort of fire tokens, more health, and more player boards. Some large looking search tokens, some monster tokens, and I think these, I haven't actually played the game before, but I think these are like goals that you have to fulfill, and you get the dice and you place the dice on him, and when you've rolled the correct symbols. And there's some exploration tokens here, and I only know that because that's what it says on it. Alright, so let's just place them off to one side. Now I've got the game board here, so we'll quickly fold that open and see what that looks like. Oh, it's nice and big. Oop. Oh, that's nice. I like that art. So this is a double-sided game board. That's one side. And then we've got the opposing side. That is the downed ship. They both look really cool. I like that. So if you don't know what this game is, this is basically a real-time dice chucker killing monsters. So we're definitely looking forward to get this one to the table. So let's fold that up and get to the plastics. So inside the box we've got a brown cardboard box, typical of cmon games. Oops, she's tied in there. Well, this is embarrassing. Call yourself an unboxer? There we go. So, here we go. There it is. Okay, first, bases for the miniatures, for the heroes. A couple of small decks of cards. Look like they're the monsters. We've got some weapon cards. We'll open them in a bit. We've got some translucent coloured cubes. A plethora of dice. And of course, let's have a closer look of them. Just numbers. I'm not a huge fan of numbered dice, realistically. I actually prefer pips. But that's what they've got. That could actually have something to do with the game, I don't actually know. And then we've got the tactical dice with different symbols on them, spanners and little gun there, and a search and a little finger pokey. and some arrows, and then looks like a monster attack. Alright, so let's have a look at some of these miniatures here. We'll get some nice and close. Just some of the big ones. Not a huge fan of the red ones. They remind me of Descent miniatures, but they'll look a really nice once I've painted them up. But this will have to go on the pile of many games to paint. So got that one. We've got a couple of different ones. This one looks interesting. We'll show you this one. I'll just give you a quick look because we'll get some close-ups at the end. Alright, so we've got obviously the grey miniatures up the top here are our heroes. They look really neat. But let's dig into the other monster miniatures, and we'll show them at the end. Alright, here we go. Now these are basically multiples of the same. They've got some biters or something like that. Biters, shooters and runners or crawlers or something. These would look really nice just with a wash, but I'll probably end up painting them up. So that's basically everything from the core box. So now let's move on to the, yes, I didn't do the cards. Let's have a quick squiz at those. So in here, from what I remember, this is actually the little timer that you get with it. Good to see that they provided that, but they have also provided an application for the mobile phone. So that's probably what I'll be using instead because it has thematic music. Let's have a quick look in these cards. I wish I had nails. It would help sometimes getting these cards open. There we go. No, they're not linen finish, but they feel reasonably good quality. We'll just go through a few of these cards, different monster cards. I think these are the spawning cards or something like that. Looks like these are reference cards for each player. Boss Rush and Swarm Rush, and I think these are how the event cards that happen at it before each round. No effect, stuff like that. A whole bunch of those. Looks like they're objective cards. A whole bunch of them that don't really. They are events, I should say. No, they're event cards. A whole bunch of them, all different combinations of the different symbols. And these are spawning cards. Different boss ones. All clear. Bunch of those cards. And then these are the boss spawning cards. I'll just show a few of those off. The artwork looks pretty cool. Alright, so that's all the big cards that are in the core box. So now we'll just have a quick look at those smaller decks of cards. Now these ones say search on the back. And I don't know if they're all the same through the whole deck. Yes, they all say search, except for a few of them that have basic weapon written on them, or weapons. So let's have a look at these weapons first. So we've got a couple of different weapons. Just give a few examples of what's in the box. So yeah, they all obviously down the bottom here we've got the stats and the different dice that get used to activate this particular weapon. From what I understand, you've got to roll the gun symbol plus the spanner and you can activate that card. Until then you can't do that. So this one here is saying that it needs those, and obviously other weapons need different combinations of the dice. Some only need one, some need two. So that's what's basic weapons. I presume we'll all start with a weapon in the game, and then we've got the search cards. So in here, more weapons by the looks of it. More different little weapons and stuff like that, with again different combinations of the dice. That one kind of looks cool. Swords. And different equipment, not just weapons in there. Most weapons though, maybe some armor or something like that. Med packs, extra ammo, and power armor. All right, so that's that one. And we've got one more small deck of cards in the box. There we go. And these are the different monsters. So we've got biters, bunch of those. Biters. We've got some runners. Now, from what I remember through a playthrough that I watched, the runners can move a lot faster, obviously, hence their name, but they also can jump each other and they can get close to you and eat your face off real quick. Then we've got shooters. And then we look like we got alien tech on the back here. So what do they say on the back? Oh, they actually do say alien tech. That was just a guess, but I do think I remember hearing something about alien tech cards. So we'll just we'll show a few of those off. Just an example of a couple of different cards that are in the alien tech deck. There's a whole bunch more, but we won't go through all of them. I'll let you have a look at that if you buy the game yourself. Now, none of this is exclusive content. This is all in the core game. All the exclusive stuff we will now take a look at in the Terran box. This is all the exclusive stuff from the core box. So, I think I saw a rip in here somewhere. There we go. That's cellophane off. Alright, so there we go. Have a quick look at the back. Again, more heroes, more miniatures for the monsters, more cards. And now this also comes with the plastic watchtowers that were obviously a stretch goal and another game board. Little velvet bag there for the dice. So let's jump right in. Set the lid off. Alright, so on top we've got a couple of little cards floating around. More boss spawn cards. So let's have a quick squeeze at that. So let's slide that back. Again, we got more of these different cards. These are obviously probably to do with the stretch goals. Now, some of this is exclusive content just to the Kickstarter, and some I think is available after the fact. So there you go, got half a dozen of those. And then we've got a couple of, I'm not going to open these ones, I struggle opening these little packets. Just looks like there's more equipment. more searches. So yeah, little rule sheet, double-sided. Place this off. All right, so we've got another shrink-wrapped game board with a couple of punch boards on the back. So I'll quickly pull those out. Alright, so we'll have a look at the punch boards and then we'll come straight back to the game board at the end. Alright, so hero by itself on a little board. And I didn't do this before, but I'll check how well they punch out. They punch out super nice. So there's a whole bunch of these. So I'm going to have fun punching out all this extra stuff. So decent thick cardboard, by the way. You know, cmon quality. So we've got those, another set of heroes. Obviously already falling out the punch boards, so we'll just flip that over so you can see the ones that are up the other way. There we go. And we got one final one. More of them. And obviously, with being more player characters, we've got more miniatures in for the heroes as well, so you know, almost doubles the content when you go in for a cmon Kickstarter. All right, so that's that. So we'll have a quick look at the game board. This is an alternate map. So what have we got there? Oh, we're destroying the place. So not sitting awfully flat. Looks like some sort of forest, swampy kind of action, maybe on an alien planet or something like that. And then flip it over and we've got some sort of building ruins, maybe a town or an outpost of some sort. Now, if you don't know about the game, obviously these arrows are for monster movement. And that's the extent of what I know about it. But yeah, definitely digging through into this tonight. Alright. So that's the game board from the Kickstarter exclusive content. Alright. Oh, okay. Let's pull this big puppy out. Get some of these big miniatures lined up here. Some of these big ones. This one's ultra cool, this real big one. Try and find his face. Alright, so let's pop those ones away. Alright, so we've got some egg tokens here. So a 2, a 1 and a 3 version of the egg tokens. We've got some little baby spawns. There's a whole bunch of those just here. We've got 3 towers, watchtowers. I think in the regular core game, these are just a token, flat token, but it's nice to have. They look the same on all 4 sides. Nice to have a miniature for them. Alright. So, we've got couple of heroes. Just grab a couple of these out. There's a whole bunch more in the box, but we won't have a look at all of them. Just have a bit of a sample. I like this one with the cape. This guy with the big gun. So yeah, definitely look kind of cool. And then we can have a quick look at all the rest of them in here. Now it looks like we've got more of the basic monsters, the runners and the biters and shooters. Some extra ones. Now, There is another layer to it. Don't think there's much in there. Oh, yeah, it's just spots for the cards, maybe. And we've got it's actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be. You can fit 2 hands in that bag. That's a bag of hands. So you definitely got enough space for that bag. So that's what comes in the Turan box, including the cards. So now let's move on. I'll grab the ammo pack next. That is a little add-on that was during the Kickstarter. So we'll have a quick look at that. So let's place that down there and we'll grab that. Now on the front here, if you're getting the Kickstarter, you'll find these cards. This was a misprint. So they were able to catch that misprint in time to do a little reprint of the cards. Had the wrong card back on those cards for one of the expansions if you got all the expansions. So we'll just place them off to one side. This is the ammo pack. It was not very expensive, so I just added that on. So what's it got in here? A little deck of cards. Looks like more weapons. We'll have a quick look at those. More search cards by the look of it. I presume all these search cards can all just be chucked into the big stack and all shuffled together. So let's have a quick squeeze at these. More of the same. Those two are the same. Looks like there's 2 of everything in there. Yep. So three alternate search cards, 2 of each in that little ammo pack, and then we've got a little Ziploc bag with some punch boards, or a punch board, and a little rule sheet in. So ammo pack, just outlining what's in there, what the tokens do and how they work, and then some tokens, ammo crate, and some basic punch boards. They pop out real nice. Awesome. All right, well that's the ammo pack. So let's move on to the next one. So we've got 2 expansions left to go. We've got the Alien Rescue and we've got the Deathmore Valley. So let's jump into the Alien Rescue first. Tear this open somewhere. All right. Alien Rescue on the back again, just miniatures and tokens and cards shown. Basic layout. These are actually quite good quality boxes. Actually, I thought these were going to be those real thin paper style boxes, but these are actually proper boxes, so that's nice. All right, so in here got a little Ziploc bag again. All right, small rule book for this particular expansion. Contents in the front page. All right, no one likes rules anyway, so we won't go through too much of that. Let's look at the cool stuff, miniatures and cardboard. All right, so we've got double-sided tile. All right, we've got another shrink wrapped couple of tiles here. All right, so I've got some tokens, some round ones and some rectangle ones with different dice symbols on them again, and some people tokens. Oops, they punch out well. So that's good to know. And then we've got more of those boards and double-sided. Alright. So we've got 4 of those size ones, all double-sided, plus we've got the large square one. And then we've got a couple of 3 more narrow style ones, more like corridors. And again, double-sided. So obviously this is maybe an overlay to the other game boards, or they might just be able to be arranged in any which way to form a map for this particular scenario. Then got a small deck of cards. All right. So different monsters or heroes. No, not monsters. They're definitely monsters. Definitely no hero. These are all different bosses by the looks of it. All clear, that one. Whew. I'm glad I saw that when I turned it over. Oh, that's another one. All right, the rest are all clear. All right. More, looks like alien tech of some sort. Why do you have to put them in these tiny little bags? They're like little borrower type people. Alright, so on the backs we have some spawn cards. Alright, and some more searches. Different weapons, all 3 or 4 of them are the same. And then we got some flyers, a new monster type. Got a whole bunch of those. So, little flyers there. So that is all the cards that are in this one. Now, am I going to struggle to get this one open? Nah, look at that, like a pro. Had to rescue that box from falling there. So, obviously these look like the flyers. And there is a whole bunch of those, just a plethora of miniatures to chuck off as we shoot them in the face. Alright, and then we've got 4 more boss cards, boss miniatures that we saw their cards earlier. Really cool looking. See the back sides of them. Alright, well that's basically everything that's in this box. This is the extra content that was unlocked during the stretch goals for the alien rescue. So not much in here. We won't go too much into this. It's basically more of the same. Got another monster miniature. It's got a little tail thing going on there. We got that. 2 more alternate heroes, by the looks of it, and the 1 card for the monster, and some more search cards. We won't dig too far into those, they're just basically more of what we've already seen. Oh, there is more stuff in there that didn't come out. That's good. Should have known they were in there. These are the monster, the heroes, a couple more tokens, and just another little rule sheet. All right, let's look at the Deathmorn Valley. All right, get that rubbish out. Okay, on the back as usual, more miniatures. Now this one's really cool. This has actually got a multi-part miniature that assembles. It's like a big worm snake looking thing. More cards, more tokens, and It's got some like gun turrets and the like, so really nifty. I like that type of stuff. Make my games pop a little bit more on the table. So place that there. Alright, more cards. Set them aside for a minute. Another small rule book. You know, again, full colour. Nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary for cmon. Alright. Let's first jump into these punch boards. If I can get them open. Alright, so in here we have first got this punch board, down spaceship down the bottom here, and then just more of the same tokens that we've seen in the core game. Alright, double-sided of course, so place that off to one side. Now this one here actually does come with another game board, and it's a real long thin one. It's really long actually. So I've got one side here, a bit hard to get it when I've got all this other mess around. So it looks like some sort of alien tunnels in the ground. Alright, and then on the other side, basically a open desert space. I do remember seeing in one of the update photos that the down ship gets placed on the board. So this might be for, you know, making up your own scenarios and stuff like that. But I've noticed there is no arrows on this board, so I'm not 100% sure how that's going to function. All the others had the red arrows. I don't actually remember looking on this side. This one has the arrows, the white arrows with the red outline. So I'm not 100% sure how that one works, but we'll definitely find out when we jump into it. So I've got the game board, got the punch board that, again, they punched out well, so it's good. More search cards. I struggle with these every time. There we go. Alright, so not sure what these are. There's a whole bunch of those, so we'll just move them out the way. More search cards. So again, with the search back on them. Alright, and the different dice symbols down the bottom. We'll just show a few of these. You know, it looks like there's a 2 of each card by the looks of it. So yeah, some different things there. So awesome. The more content, the more variety we're going to get in the game. So that's cool. And then large ones. Now notice that these ones have the Deathmore event on them. So these are designated to this exact expansion. They're not ones we look like we're going to shuffle in. And okay, so all of these ones appear to be monsters on them. So we'll we'll thumb through a few of these. You know, there's different parts of this creature by the looks of it. Alright. Different sections to the creature. And this will all make sense once I get the miniatures out. You'll see the multi-part miniature that kind of clips together with like a ball joint. If you want to understand. All right, so let's come over there. All right. All right, let's place that over there. All right, so here you can see it. Oh wow. Oh wow. Alright, let's just put them back. Well, let's look at these first. These are different gun turrets and spears and stuff like that. You know, a couple of different ones. 2 of the same and 2 more of the same. So chuck them back in there. We've got some alien looking antenna things. Alright. We've got some launchers. Alright. And back. Alright. Chuck them back in there. Got some other little scenery pieces. Got some little round mine looking tokens in there. There's 3 of those. And now let's have a quick look at the big monster. So he comes in, there's his head, there's his bottom, and then there's multiple sections that are going to kind of clip together. I don't know how to get them together, probably just force them, but I'll probably want to paint this, so I might not put it together yet. But there is multiple sections that all join together to make him. As you can see, there's a whole swag of them up there, about 6 parts to his torso, to his middle part. So, alright, so that there is the exclusive content to the Deathmore Valley. Alright. Let's crack it open. Alright. Another 2 heroes miniatures. Let's just grab them out. Just on the table here. 2 more heroes. And here, I've just noticed, this one's got like that little ball joint. So potentially the head of the monster that come in the expansion clips onto this monster here. And then one more creature. Now this whole game, these monsters in this give me this, as I said earlier, the Starship Troopers vibe. So there we go. And then we won't go through this. This is just more cards to do with the 2 monsters that are in here. And again, just one little punch board of the 2 different heroes that are in this final box. All right, so next we've got the Rook team. So, cut this puppy open. Now this is just extra soldiers, like an elite team to add to the game. So mostly miniatures and just player boards. Have a quick look at that. And as usual, on the back, miniatures and the player boards and a couple of extra dice in there, I see. Alright, let's pop this puppy open. This one's got a thinner box than all the others, so I presume we're not going to keep this box. In here, little roll sheet. Like all the other ones, just a simple 1-page rule sheet. Player board. A bunch more heroes. Just different ones. These are all got the heavy power armor, and by the looks of it, they've got a lot more health than the core game, and a few other little extra abilities and stuff. And obviously they're punched well. And in the bottom, we've got a couple of minis, little deck of cards. That's just more Swarm cards. Not going to bother opening those. They all just look the same as all the other ones in the core game. There's a little roof. It's taped. And we'll just lay these out on the table. There they go. Nice quality. These actually look like they're better quality than the core game. They're a little bit bigger miniature, so they've got a bit better details. And then we've got some dice that actually appear to be almost identical to the core game, except they've got this large helmet-looking symbol on them. And the red X, obviously a miss or something like that. Don't know what that means, but they've combined some of the symbols, so that's kind of nifty. And they're marbleized, and that's kind of nice. The core game is just regular colours. So we'll just have a quick look at these. Oh, we've got one more hero. And one miniature in an overly large piece of plastic. And we'll pop him out so we can get a little bit of a closer look. And that's all the stuff from the Kickstarter for Project Elite from CMon Games.